right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have two-time Grammy award-winning hip-hop artist, multi-platinum, and member of the group Bone Thugs and Harmony. We got the one and only Krayzie Bone right here, live on the line, man. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I gotta say, first and foremost, Krayzie, thank you so much in advance for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening, man. I've been a fan for a long time, so it's definitely an honor just to have you on my radio station airwaves this evening.
Yes, indeed. All love, brother. Yes, indeed.
But I know you're a busy guy, so I'm going to dive right into this. But the one thing I got to bring up is I know a lot of other individuals have touched base on the early Bone Thugs and Harmony days and whatnot, so I want to kick things off with your solo career that actually started off in like the late 90s. I have to ask, like, what actually made you decide to branch off initially and pursue a solo career?
Well, we already had like a lot of our stuff, like what we wanted to do playing. I mean, we spent so much time together before we even met Easy. We had our whole future planned out. You know what I'm saying? Like we was going. Our plan was once we got on. I mean, we had a camp. You know what I'm saying? Like the plan was once we got on, we was gonna go back to get our camp, which was Motels, and then like we were going to release solo projects in the future. You know what I'm saying? So it was already like we already had that plan thought of.
And I know as well, like, you know, your first solo project that was actually a Thug Mentality 99 that was actually released on Ruthless Records. I have to ask, what was it like actually working at Ruthless Records after Eazy-E passed away? Because I do know Tamika was actually in charge after Eazy-E's untimely passing.
Yeah, man, it was different. It was different, but you know, it was just something we had to get used to, you know, on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we it was just a lot for us, you know, anyway, because we had only been with Eazy-E for a year before he passed away. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then from that to us thinking he was going to be dropped, and then we get a call saying that she was now running the company. It was just a lot that we had to just adapt to it. You know what I'm saying?
And also as well, while we're actually on the topic of Thugman, my apologies, Krayzie.
No, I was gonna say, and the relationship was rocky in the beginning for sure.
I gotta say, it's definitely understandable, especially with everything going on as well. You know, you have to, like, it's almost like getting a brand new boss out of nowhere.
Exactly.
But also as well, while we're actually on the topic of Thug Mentality 1999, I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this iconic record, and of course, what was it like having Romeo Antonio as the producer of that iconic project?
Man, it was. I mean, he did a few of the songs. He didn't produce the entire project, but I worked with him on a lot of different projects as well. And it was just it was a fun album. You know what I'm saying? I got to put the album together the way I wanted to. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was totally my whole complete vision. You know what I'm saying? So it was a wonderful thing.
And you also had the opportunity to work with the late great Big Pun on the song "When I Die." That also features Fat Joe and Cuban Link. I was wondering, can you tell us a story behind that recording session, and of course, what was it like actually just witnessing Big Pun at work?
Yeah, well, you know, we had New Pun like years before that. You know what I'm saying? Like we Fat Joe was actually one of the first rappers that we like got close to, like in the early stages of our career, before we was even known. You know what I'm saying? All like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we would hang out with the Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying? And it was like family. So like we was there when we knew Pun before he even had a deal, before anybody even knew him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was there when he got his deal, and like we saw him blow up and everything. Like it was crazy. So it was we had a relationship with him for a while.
And I gotta say as well, when it comes to Big Pun, he has one of them lyrical flows that, in my personal opinion, was absolutely unbeatable back in the day. Like, that guy, especially for his size, he could flow for so long. It was incredible.
Oh yeah. He was dope. He definitely had that flow. Definitely had that flow down. Different.
And also as well, you are actually a founding member of the Mo Thugs family, the Cleveland-based hip-hop collective. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that, and of course, what actually made you guys actually decide to start up this phenomenal supergroup?
Well, well, the Motown family was basically just like all of our artists. You know what I'm saying? That like I said, we had a camp that we went back to go get, and that was more thugs. So like, I mean, man, it was like I said, it was always our vision, you know, and we always wanted to have a record label with our artists and just put Cleveland on the map. That was the main goal, you know, and that's exactly what we proceeded to do.
And I gotta say as well, I remember when that album Family Scriptures dropped. In my personal opinion, absolute phenomenal record. I love how each album kind of showcased different artists as well as the Family Scriptures albums go up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. 'Cause we had new members come in, and yeah, it was a family thing, man. That's why it was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because we had other artists coming in behind us, and it was a family vibe.
And also as well, on April 4th, 2000, yourself and Ice Cube teamed up to actually release one of my personal favorite songs, titled Until We Rich. I was wondering if you could actually tell us a story behind this iconic collaboration, and of course, what was it like just working and putting this song together with Ice Cube?
Man, it was cool. I was happy when I got to call my our manager at the time, Steve Lovell. I think we were in New York, and he was like, you know, IQ sent me a record, and he wants you to do a hook on it. And then he booked studio time, and when I went to the studio and heard the record, I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I went in there and just went in there, vibed to it, and came up with that, and just dropped, dropped it down. A few weeks later, Q was like, yo, we're doing a video to this. Can you be such and such and such? And I was like, man, I'll be there. Let's do it.
And I gotta say, in that music video, I love the rooftop scenes that you guys actually did, man. Just the city lights in the background was phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, man. That was a cool vibe. The scenery was crazy in that video, and it was fun. You know, it was fun getting to interact with all the kids. You know what I'm saying? It was a fun video.
And also, as well, that single, if I'm not mistaken, was actually produced by the late great Chucky Thompson. I have to ask, while working on this project, did you actually get the opportunity to see Chucky at work? Because he definitely was a phenomenal producer.
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to see him at work. I just received the track and I did my thing. Yeah.
And also, as well, jumping ahead into the 2000s, in 2005, you were actually featured on Chamillionaire's song Ridin'. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that collaboration? And of course, what was it like just working on that multi-platinum track?
Man, it was crazy. Like I tell everybody, I didn't even know that song was going to even come out. You know what I'm saying? I done it as a favor to play skills, the producers, but I didn't think the song was going to come out. And, you know, like a year later, I got a call saying that the song was out and, you know what I'm saying, it was doing good. And then we did a video, and next thing I know, we was winning the Grammy Award for us. So that was a crazy song.
And that was actually the next thing I was going to bring up, is actually how that actually made you a two-time Grammy-winning artist. And that song was also nominated for another Grammy as well. So it's a one Grammy win and a nomination as well. I have to ask, while you were actually attending the 49th Annual Grammy Awards, I have to ask, what was it like just walking out of there, a two-time Grammy winner?
Man, it was cool. It was cool, man. It was a great achievement, I guess, in the music world. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
And also, as well, recently we actually witnessed all five Bone Thugs and Harmony members together on stage. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that? And of course, is Busy Bone actually rejoining the group for good, or is that just a one-night only thing?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we haven't talked to Busy since then, so you know, we can probably bet on it being a one-time thing, for real. Yeah. So, but man, it was cool that night. The energy was cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, even with all the drama, it still turned out a great show, epic night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was happy and satisfied with the show, and it was a great thing. It was a great night.
And I gotta say as well, I really loved at the end of that show how you guys actually it all came together as one and actually did Crossroads and actually paid homage to all the individuals that passed away. I got to say that definitely was a class act and a phenomenal ending to an amazing night.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm definitely happy it ended that way. For
And
sure.
And also, as well, aside actually from music here for a moment, you also have your own nonprofit organization called Spread the Love Foundation. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about that, and of course, what actually made you decide to start that up, and of course, how can we actually become more involved?
Man, it's a nonprofit organization, you know what I'm saying, that been working on for a few years now, you know what I'm saying, and it's really we're really getting things going, working on several projects in Cleveland, you know, coming up in this year, so I'm gonna be real busy back home in Cleveland, and man, just doing a lot of things for the community, man, and that's one of my main focuses this year in 2022.
And I have to ask, sorry, us as a community, is there a way website we can go to where we can actually donate to actually just to help make this organization actually grow more?
Yes, I'll be putting the website on my IG page this week for sure.
And also, as well, April 20th of last year, you actually released the phenomenal 12-track album titled Leaves of Legends. I was wondering if you can actually shed some light on this most recent album. And of course, where can we actually stream or buy it today?
Well, yeah, man, Leaves of Legend is out available now. It's actually available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, like wherever you like to stream music, it should be there. But yeah, man, it was a project I was working on for like a year or two, every 2 years, you know, just a smoker. I call it a smoker soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can just do your thing, man, get in your mode and just cruise and play the album from start to ending and just vibe. You know, it's a vibe all the way through.
And also, as well, I actually read that you actually have your own you have two podcasts actually titled Truth Talks and Thug Stories. I was wondering if you can actually tell us what actually made you decide to get into the podcasting industry, and of course, where can we actually check those out if we haven't already done so?
Well, I was always interested in what an actual podcast was because I remember when I first started getting this iPhone, I would notice an app that said podcast, and I used to always say, what the hell is a podcast? You know what I'm saying? And I did research into it, and I was like, oh, well, that's what it is. So, I mean, I was always interested in doing one, and we've been doing it, I think, we've been doing it for almost 10 years now. Maybe more than that, you know what I'm saying? And it's, I mean, it was much different when we first started, but we've elevated and grown in it to where now we have a nice, mature show called Truth Talks with me and my partner, the Bum Keep G, and we talk about everything from politics, religion, entertainment, everything of the podcast that we talk about. We don't sit up and talk about celebrity gossip, who's sleeping with who, all that stuff that's like really irrelevant. We talk about like truth and give people informative information. And as far as the Thug Stories, that's a podcast that will be hosted by Bone Thugs and Harmony, ourselves. And we're just going to sit up and tell stories about just our lives and our career and things we've seen and experienced in our lives. So it should be a real good show.
And also, as well, I actually read that you actually have a project with DJ Paul of 3-6 Mafia. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that, and of course, what made you guys decide to come together and just create an amazing project?
Man, we've been working for a while now. We've been cool for a while now, man, and we've been talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been talking about it for a while, and then one day we just finally decided. He was like, "Man, look, I got the studio ready. Let's go." And I went to the studio, and now we 8 songs deep. You know what I'm saying? Gonna do a few more songs, and we should be getting that project out real soon.
But I have to ask, what is next for yourself, Krayzie Bone? Is there anything we happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
Man, what's next is I have another solo project I'm getting ready to release. In end of January, beginning of February, called Crazy Melodies. It will be. It's actually it's a 2-volume CD, but I'm releasing the first one in around January, February, and also I'm working on a song with Bone that we get ready to release as well. I will shoot a video for that as well, and man, just a lot of things I'm just getting into, man, you know, and just keeping it moving, man, trying to keep the brand going and just staying active, you know.
And when you actually brought up a few moments ago pertaining to a brand new Bone Thugs record, I know you probably can't let too many cats out of the bag, but if you don't mind me asking, what can our listeners actually expect from that? Because I gotta say, when I hear about new Bone Thug record, I'm actually getting excited.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's gonna be like some of that rapid fire flow. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real good. It's gonna be a real good art. It's gonna be a real good vibe. So. But just about without giving everything away, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be an explosive song for sure.
And also as well, quickly, I actually noticed as well that you actually have your own THC oil available. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to get into the cannabis industry? And of course, do you have any plans to actually bring that to the north of the border of Canada?
I mean. Yes, indeed, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And it's going very rapidly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it was basically a no-brainer, man. If you know Bone Thugs and Harmony, then you know we resonate with cannabis from day one. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of opportunities within the industry that I think we need to capitalize on. You know, because we help create the culture. Cannabis, you know what I'm saying? So it's only right we have a share in this.
And also as well, Krayzie Bone, this is the time in the interview, quickly, right before I wrap things up, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give, like, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, but most of all, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Krayzie Bone if they're not already doing so. But I gotta say, you are Krayzie Bone, so I'm hoping they're already following you.
Say the last part again.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know you're Krayzie Bone, so I know these individuals are already following you. But just in case, if you can, drop them social media handles. That way, our listeners can shoot you a follow.
Yes, indeed. On Instagram, you can find me at Krayzie_Bone. Twitter, I am Krayzie Bone. Facebook, Craig Jack Your Boss. Bone Thug page, BTNH Live. Yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
And I gotta say, Krayzie Bone, thank you so much, man, for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening with your busy schedule, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. And I gotta say thank you so much for years upon years of monumental music. I gotta say, Bone Thugs and Harmony definitely helped me through a lot of my difficult times. So for that, I gotta say thank you for just making music that touched so many individuals all over the world.
Man, much love. Thank you, and that's a blessing, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You are most certainly welcome, and most definitely Happy New Year as well. I'm definitely looking forward to what comes out from you guys here in 2022.
Yes, sir. It's coming.